Although it's not common for Golden Ant and Zillian to appear on screen together, before they were separated by their individual tasks, they often met in the misty mountains. One day, with a clear blue sky and white clouds, Golden Ant told Zillian, "I want to leave here and go to the mainland." The mantis was surprised and asked how long it intended to stay, but Golden Ant was unsure. "I just want to know if I can become stronger without my master, relying solely on my own resources. How far can I grow?" Golden Ant said this with determination, as if it had thought long and hard before speaking to Zillian. "Perhaps I won't return to my master until I can fully control this power." The day it would test the strength it sought in separation from its master soon arrived. It was the day it had to face a god from another planet on the Black Tower Pillar. This god lived longer than a leech and, without hesitation, dropped a bomb that sent dust flying everywhere. Golden Ant slid down to the side of the praying mantis, catching a glimpse of a white robe fluttering. Zillian sensed something and hesitantly asked, "Golden Ant, are you okay?" Golden Ant didn't respond, but the sound of cracks and shattering answered for it. Golden Ant was tough, and no one had ever been able to injure it, yet, now the golden armor was cracking in long lines, falling off in pieces. It had clearly dodged the attack from the material god, but still got injured. Before Golden Ant's eyes was the giant eye of the god, which resembled a black hole in the universe. Trying to swallow it whole, the material god realized that Golden Ant was hurt, even though it hadn't physically touched it. The god growled with excitement, wrapping itself in a fierce column of spiritual energy. "You think your speed can outpace me? So I can't still strike you." And with that, its tentacles, which had been agile, suddenly turned gray-black. They cracked like shards of ice, slowly being replaced by an entirely different layer of tentacle skin. Things happened very quickly, and in an instant, the material god's form had completely changed. The central eye shifted to one side, and its upper part resembled a humanoid figure with long arms and a head devoid of features. All its tentacles were concentrated at the bottom, the upper and lower parts now both rigid and flexible. "Another form change?" Zillian thought, bewildered. "The previous form was already tough to deal with. What should we do if it changes again?" It seemed that changing forms made the material god immensely pleased. It laughed heartily, saying, "That was just hitting my outer shell. You think you can kill me with that?" With that, it launched one of its arms, which grew long like a whip, aiming straight at where Golden Ant had just been standing. Golden Ant immediately leapt to dodge, and the stone pillar beneath cracked into several pieces. Golden Ant shot up, directly confronting the material god's featureless face. Without hesitation, Golden Ant rushed in with its fastest speed and delivered an attack 8 times stronger straight to the god's face, the sound of the impact ringing out loudly. But when it looked back, Golden Ant's attack had only grazed the god's skin, unable to pierce it, despite the attack being 8 times stronger. Before Golden Ant could express its shock, the god opened its mouth, forming a smile. Its entire body radiated with spiritual energy, like a glowing outline around it. When Golden Ant sensed something was off, the god released all the energy from its pores, concentrating it into a massive force and shooting it at Golden Ant. The blast hit with such power that Golden Ant, already small, was reduced to a mere streak of black. Struggling to resist the devastating attack, Golden Ant was pushed further away until the blue beam shot out from the top of the black tower, so fast and powerful it resembled a shooting star across the sky. It didn't stop at just a few meters or kilometers, but continued to shoot out from the planet's surface, lighting up the surrounding dark universe. "Where is Golden Ant?" Zillian called out frantically through the thick smoke, but couldn't enter to search for their friend because they were also on the verge of exhaustion. Fortunately, Golden Ant hadn't died or been thrown out of the universe. It was still here, though one arm and one claw on the right were broken, and its wings were torn with numerous rips. Still alive, and that was enough. As long as it was alive, Golden Ant's vengeful gaze locked onto the material god, making the god itchy with irritation. "You've greatly underestimated me," it said, "and that's why you've lost 2 arms." Golden Ant didn't speak a word to the material god. Instead, it stood at a distance, staring intently at the god, assessing. "It seems not only the appearance but also the moves have changed," it thought, the wound on its arm was the clearest proof. Even now, It couldn't find a weak point in the god. All of Golden Ant's attacks were primarily focused on increasing strength, so it flapped its wings again, charging towards the god to try and locate its weakness. But before it could get close, its body was violently jolted, and the places that hadn't been injured before cracked open, bleeding immediately. It realized that its body was resisting its own fighting will. But how could this happen when it hadn't overexerted itself? It's radiation, the god explained. It turns out this was all part of my plan. As I said, my body is made from the minerals of this world, and these include various elements. One of them is radiation. In this world, over 4,000 sieverts is enough to kill any creature. The amount of radiation I emit is 8,900,000 sieverts. It looked at Golden Ant's battered body, then at the red eyes appearing inside its mouth, emphasizing the terrifying level of radiation it had unleashed just to kill a single opponent. Even though Zilian was far away and hadn't participated in the battle, it was still affected, coughing violently as its body suffered from the invisible destruction raging inside. Golden Ant, however, paid no attention to what the enemy was doing or planning. It still charged forward, its voice unwavering and confident. Your end has come. Yet, before it could get close, something struck Golden Ant hard in the face, knocking it sideways. If you were at full strength, there's no way you wouldn't have dodged such a slow attack, right? The god sneered. It then rained down dozens of heavy punches, trying to smash Golden Ant's small body and break the unyielding spirit of this strange beast. As it laughed maniacally, its tentacles transformed into enhanced, reinforced versions, delivering even stronger blows. Golden Ant could no longer resist. Punch after punch landed, and no one knew how many had struck before its head and shoulders were drenched in blood, the crimson liquid splattering everywhere. It looked as though it had fallen into unconsciousness. Ha ha! And I wasn't even using my full strength! The material god laughed as it hurled Golden Ant down onto the ground with a loud boom. Now, Golden Ant was nothing more than a plaything in its hands, something to be beaten when it pleased and discarded when it lost interest. Seeing Golden Ant coughing up blood, its body soaked in red, the god was even more delighted. I'm not going to kill you just yet, it chuckled. I want to keep playing with you for a while longer. Zilian, watching in horror, realized Golden Ant couldn't keep going like this. Golden Ant, it called out hesitantly. Let's escape into the void together. But even while struggling for breath, Golden Ant firmly refused. Cough, cough, no need. I can still fight, still fight? No one could understand, the god least of all. You actually think you can still beat me? Don't tell me you actually believe that. It mocked the little ant before it was weak, barely standing, nothing more than a wounded soldier. And yet, it refused to fall. To prove it wasn't bluffing, Golden Ant stomped on the ground with force. Suddenly, a powerful, unfamiliar spiritual energy surged from its body, unlike anything before. I told you, Golden Ant declared. And I meant it. You think I survived in the mainland by luck? If you call yourself a god, then open your damn eyes and watch closely. This is my true power. Pillars of energy erupted like flames around Golden Ant, engulfing it completely. The god watched in shock as its spiritual energy level skyrocketed at an alarming rate. But how? The god was shaken. It was exposed to high-level radiation. How does it still have the strength to unleash spiritual energy?